what do we do here?
We'll just wait until I go live.
Okay.
If anyone can see, I've just started a direct YouTube chat in my studio, and it's called Flat Feet. For no other reason, that's what I just decided to type in. If you'd like to see if you can find that on that phone, I'll have a look.
I'll have a look on mine.
And then I'll cancel this one. Go down there. Yes, there is. So I can cancel this one. There is another live with me on there. It's rather scary. So if you'd like to watch, I think Nicole's just given you a link. But I will cancel this broadcast on the phone.
Okay. So
I can see High Country and I can see Scarlett. Hello. Is my volume up? Can you hear me? Not sure if you can. Yes, it's cold. Look. Jumper, dressing gown. Hello, Nicoleska.
Now, Patty. Don't be scared, Patty. Go with your gut instinct and what you feel the job you should do, if you want to do the job at all.
She's not in the room.
Oh.
But you can say that anyway.
Oh, I'll have to say it again when she comes in. It is louder on this. Much better. Yes, the sound is much better.
And it's not spinning. Well, maybe I speak too soon. So they're looking at you.
Yeah, no, I'm just, hi. Just waiting to see if Patty comes in. No more phone stream, no spinning yet.
No spinning yet, which is probably the operative word. Right, girls and boys, I hope you've got your pencils and pens ready.
I don't know how to find Mystic.
And paper, that would be handy. Pencils and pens alone will do no good.
I'm tired. How to
Take notes.
I said I don't know how to find Mystic. I meant to say Patty. Oh, Scarlett, take us with you. Put it on speakerphone so we can all hear.
What's that?
She's got a phone call.
Hello, Scarlett. Are you ready to test?
I don't get
it. It is jumping around a bit. We're on 30. If you can see this.
No, that is better.
That's quite low for us. Okay, but that's the download. Normally it's 35, 45.
Actually, my game.
See what the upload speed is. See, the upload is what I'm doing.
My game just crashed. That's why I come in. See if I can get on YouTube. So possibly.
So it's enough speed to broadcast.
Patty, come on. Where are you, Patty?
So, how many fingers am I holding up? That's right, 2. If you said 4, you have to stop whatever you're drinking. Am I buffering?
Try turning off video to use less band seeds. Well,
what?
Yeah, I reckon our bandwidth is playing up. She said to turn off your video to speed if it's less.
Yes, Jojo. That would get you in on the job, I'm sure. You probably are a part-time gynecologist anyway. You just, do some things to keep your hand in.
Maybe Patty will find us. What do you mean height? Well, the funny thing is a week ago, now our lines are rented from Telstra. Telstra went down Australia-wide.
They were hacked.
Actually has been playing up since then. So that's possibly, and I did read yesterday, it still wasn't fixed.
Okay.
So I reckon that's what could be. I was in the middle of a game.
Is what it is. Nothing we can do about it.
Nicole will know what that's like. You're in the middle of the game, you're winning, and then your internet goes down.
So am I still here?
So far. You look very white. Oh.
Yes, I'm a visiting tall white.
Oh.
Yes. On my planet, everyone is see-through, opaque.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been about a week ago high. Maybe not quite a week. Telstra honestly did get hacked. and so it just affected the whole Australia. Bit of conspiracy going on.
I was in Fortnite the other day and my net cut off. I was just stuck. It came back and boom, I got shot in the face. The stream has great seats. It seems on my screen, it looks very furry, like
No,
hazy.
It's good. It's
Oh,
clear.
and there it's clear. On
Yeah.
here, on the studio, it looks great.
It just looks very bright.
The temperature is
Damn cold.
12 degrees, t-shirt, jumper, dressing gown. It's cold for us. Very cold. If you take too many drugs, your eyes like this. Yes. Don't take drugs, children.
What? You haven't got eyes like that because of drugs?
I think I'm going to have a shave shortly. Back to this look. My name's Bond. James Bond with the eyebrow movement.
I didn't check today, Hi, if you've got ads yet. Have you noticed if you've got ads on your videos yet? Are they showing?
Nicole, did you get any Vicks in your high country? I've got to say, like others, the sound is much better on this than the phone. It's probably because I'm putting on my acting voice.
No, it is true.
What, my acting voice?
No.
Right. I will be actually going to do some acting shortly. Yes, this is true. Mainly, I'm after the voiceover money.
Yeah, thought it'd take
Much
a
better.
while. Hi.
And I'm not kidding. So if I come on an ad in the UK, Nicole, it'll be, g'day, folks. You've heard of Marmite, right? Has that done you any good over the last 100? No. Look at your country. Look what's happened to your country. Vegemite. That'll fix you up. Buy Vegemite from all stores. Yep, Tom Yum Gung. Or sweet and sour Thai prawn soup. Yum, delicious. How do you cope with them every day?
I don't. I go out.
She leaves. Comes back at all hours. I don't know. There's a knock at the door. Yes? Who is it? Oh, it's my wife.
And I have chocolate.
Nice of you to visit. Well, they pay some ridiculous money for voiceovers. There is a schedule you look on, and each of your own countries is a different rate, but it works on per minute. And you could get, like you're going for half an hour, you could earn a couple of $1,000, depending who and what it is. But the base rate can be as low as $40 per minute. So if you only do 20 minutes, you'll only get $800. But I'm willing to do the 20 minutes. That's the kind of guy I am. 20 minutes, 800 big ones. Yes. Give me the money. Show me the money. Yes.
Yeah. Voiceover is good money.
Yeah, I'll be sitting there quietly for half an hour looking up at high. They're bringing a fish. I say you call that a fish. Here's the fish.
It's something you could look into, Nicole. Or do that from home.
Fishing.
Because voiceovers. Because some of it.
Yeah, you could do voiceovers, Nicole.
They do it from home.
You have that deep resonating voice. You could be like Lord of the Rings.
No, she doesn't.
Well, it could be an R-rated movie called Lord of the Rings. Nicole could do that. Yes. There's only one ring that has the power. Frodo and Nicole. Yes. Don't give your ring up, Sam would say to Nicole. Or actually, Sam would probably say, throw your ring into the fire.
Very good. Just look into it, Nicole. You'll be surprised.
Jojo says I like doing voiceovers
Yeah.
while she's yelling at me. But yeah, it's quite a lucrative trade if you can get into it. The biggest money you'll get if you get lucky. And Nicole, you should do this one in anime.
Yes.
That's the biggest money for voiceovers. You get to do 2 or 3 characters. Again, usually per minute rate. Movie goes for 90 minutes. If you're involved in all of it, it's probably thousands of dollars a minute.
We'll get over there, Hi. It's just a matter of
No,
time.
that's definitely, we're definitely our next holidays. Well, we could do it within our own state. We've got some beautiful spots in Western Australia. But we're definitely doing New Zealand. We've been there before. We love it. There's no cases here at all in my state. But West Australians we've got so much going for ourselves in our own state. We get masses of tourists normally. But it's good to see all the tourist spots are reporting great trade just within the people of their own state.
I should go in the window and put my hands up like I used to.
You could do that, and I could tell a ghost story.
Yeah.
There was a man walking out in the high country. Yes. It was cold. It was still moonlight. It was very cold. He had a big, long shaft in his hand, with a reel attached, of course. He walked through the thicket, and the more higher and higher into the mountain he climbed. Something swooped down low. He couldn't pick out what it was.
Yes. You've got
Tomorrow's story will continue the high country thriller.
Yeah, what country is this story? You've got a bit,
Doesn't matter what country.
you got a bit of Moors in there. That's English. There's no Moors in New Zealand.
So we should go to the UK again.
Jojo.
Actually, it'd be a great time to save money, Nicole. You could come there now. You could share us to lunch and it wouldn't cost you anything.
No, that's true.
Cost us 10 grand in airfares, but cost you nothing to share us lunch. Goodbye, Jojo. Time to go to work. Moon is rising.
That's good song.
Don't go out tonight. It's sure to take your life. I remember down Bend Bay when I was fishing out catching a big catfish. Yeah, took it in the jambalaya with the crocodile meat, onions, and all the other spices you can imagine. A few rocks, tenderized crocodile. Hang on. We don't have crocodile here. We have alligator. Doesn't matter. Keep cooking the damn thing. Leave it on high for 12 weeks. It'll be perfect. After that, I mean the rocks. You can eat the rocks after that. You know how to do an Irish accent? Love spending time with the Irish. It's funny, Irish have an inflection in their voice every time they speak. That be you? Would that be you over there? Yeah. They sort of start low and go high. Would you be liking a drink? Or two? One thing the Irish, throughout centuries, have been great seafaring people. They've gone all over the world. You've got plenty of Irish in Canterbury. That's because they probably think it's the Canterbury in Ireland. Where the hell are we?
I'll never forget that Irish bloke who saw the camera and started singing. That was a classic.
Yeah, we were walking through some part of Ireland. This old bloke, he'd be 70. Hey, you'd be Australian, wouldn't you, lad? Yeah, so he started singing the Australian national anthem.
And then his wife saying he loves if there's a camera pointing, he'll go in front of it.
They're very look. I mean, we know how the Irish are. Australia has probably at least 10% of our population is Irish, so we know what they're like. They're funny buggers. They're very similar to Australians. That's why I think they assimilated well from the 60s and 70s till through now. That they just figure it's a bit bigger island than Ireland. Yeah, the Irish love a sing along. You take the high road and I'll take the low, and you'll be in the call before me. Famous Irish song. I don't know how the book's going with Nicole. She was going to start. I probably could take some credit, you know. Anne Frank Mank, a diary through the COVID-19 virus, written by Niculescu on the screen cover, with a sort of pitch light. Hello there.
Anne Frank Mank.
Only way you can say it. You can't say Mank and Frank. I was sitting alone, not in the attic, but in the sort of red covered walls that I live in.
Lounge room.
Yes, it's just all red. Why is it red? Because it's the blood of my victim. No, I didn't say that. No, it's just red tiles. Yes, sort of a wall that was finished in the early 60s. Yeah, baby. Yes. There's an alleyway in some of Nicole's videos. Yes. Freshly bitumen over certain areas. I'm not saying anything. But those walls get redder and redder. Something to ponder. Holmes? Yes, I think the same.
So Hyde's probably wondering what the hell you're talking about. The red wall in Nicole's house.
So there's probably a great relationship between the CCP and Nicole. Yeah, she's probably a spy for Beijing. Red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum.
There's the ghost train.
We're all aboard. Where's Nicole from? She's from Mank-Catcher. CCP. Are you thinking I meant China? No. Really, Nicole? No, China is. It's funny, we had a conversation today, and I must tell you this. There was a furniture store we went to. Take me to court, Nicole. We went to a furniture store today, and we expressed our delight in possibly buying Australian furniture. And the person said, well, actually, we don't have any, but we're chasing up manufacturers to do so because the requests have been, and I'm telling you, this will be the same in the UK. People in Australia are willing to pay a bit more for something made here. I'm pretty sure in the UK, people are walking into stores saying the same thing. Now, is it an anti or racist thing? No, we just want to start buying stuff we make because that means people will be employed. It's a real rising sentiment here. And I'm sure all through the Western world, it's not the fact that we've been threatened many times, it's just that we've given away our manufacturing over the last 30 and 40 years, and it's time to restart.
Yeah, we're all the same, Nicole. We want our own.
I think one of the things which Brexit, you may know a lot about what I'm going to say. The North Sea, we've got to be brutal here, has been pillaged under the EU. And I read stories. Why I have a lot of interest. My uncle used to work in the North Sea. And it boils down to, since the EU kicked in and they've creeped in all their ships and quotas and things like that, the fishing industry, what used to be in the UK, was decimated. So I haven't heard any of that, Nicole, what's happened since because I don't know whether those treaties or quotas have ended yet. But I know a lot of Britons got behind that fact, thinking that, yeah, let's have our ocean back. So that was one of the biggest pushes for the inequality that British fishermen were suffering. Yeah, it was in the contract of the EU, so that will be dissolved. It'll go back to maritime law. In Australia, 200 kilometres, which is basically 120 mile. If some ship comes in fishing within that 120 mile, our warships just go, you can get off your boat now. Yeah, no, we advise you to get off your boat. Right, get that seat on. Good. Boom. They just sink them. There is no, look, we won't do it again. No, sorry, get off the boat. Row. Only got 2,000 miles to go back to China or Taiwan or wherever you come from. Boom. And when people illegally bring, or used to bring their boats, they stopped doing it to Australia. We would take the crew off, imprison them for a certain period, send them back to their own country. But before we did that, we took them all to a separate place where we would show them we were burning their boat. Literally, what I say is true. Burnt the boat, gone. So we have a pretty fierce policy about our borders in water. New Zealand has their own protected waters as well, and they've been fighting longline fishermen for years as well. Not in the high country, but out in the ocean. Same with Samoa, Tonga. Parts of that area get raided all the time. If it reverts back, and it should do because contracts are finished with Brexit doing what it did, there'll be a time span where it ends, a date will come. The British Navy will be in the North Sea, Nicole. Under maritime law, they will sink ships as well. Guaranteed. It's the trawlers that have done all the damage. Terrible damage. Trawlers are indiscriminate. They just rip everything up, pull everything up, take what they want out of it, just throw the dead stuff back in the ocean.
Yeah, and they're killing stuff that shouldn't be dead, shouldn't be killed.
So that was one of the catalysts many years ago why people wanted out of the union. Even some of the primary produce in the UK. And I agree, at the moment, of course, we have billions of sheep, Nicole, cattle, a lot more than the UK. A lot of small holdings in the UK will have 500-600 cows, maybe 1,000 sheep. Some of our sheep farms have 15 million sheep. So I know that the board in the UK are very wary that if we import lamb, in particular from Australia to the UK, that it doesn't conflict with the interest of local producers. And I'm all for that. Don't get me wrong. The worst thing that would happen is if you flood up, say we send 50 million lambs a year to the UK, well, the local producers couldn't compete. So it can't be done that way. It's got to be done on a fair and equitable system where the local producer still makes enough money because they're under different laws. We don't use chemicals or things like that, but they are under strict rules in the UK for the production of lamb in particular, and cattle. So we have to meet those. So if it's not a fair and equitable system, Australian meat in any form will just crush local UK producers. So we don't want that to happen. Yeah, New Zealand has been fighting the same thing. I mean, you go to an Australian supermarket, you don't see Australian fish, which is absurd, by the way. It's all imported prawns, seafood. Just ridiculous. We have masses of the stuff.
Having lamb tomorrow.
Do you know what makes a beaut soup? It's a thick soup, Nicole. If you get lamb and if you can get You know the offcuts of land you can sometimes see in the supermarket aisles where they've cut the end off a rib or whatever, and there's a whole pile of these little odd-sized chops. Grab them because they're cheap. Cut out all the meat,
Yeah, take it out
and then
the
get a
way.
soup pack with the celery, parsnip, turnip, carrot, and onion, things like that. Add potatoes, and cook your meat because it'll be real tender little bits of lamb. Cook that first in butter and a bit of oil. Throw in your veggies chopped up. Makes a beaut soup. Yeah, I think one of the things that I was staggered about in Europe, they started doing cruises again last week. Yeah, it's all going, love a boat, la da 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 da. And guess what happened? That's right. Everyone on board these cruise ships have COVID-19. Not probably a very good idea. Couldn't believe it. They were actually doing it.
Yes.
Yes, good land. Ours is good, don't get me wrong. But New Zealand land has that different marbling and fat. They live in a very cold climate. The sheep are basically tenderized by the cold. We've been on cruises, but
Never again.
not happening again, I don't think.
No. Oh, dear.
Tell you, that'd be a good job for you, Nicole, but at the moment, not a good idea, of course. But working on a cruise ship, you'll see people being part of a performance. Then you see the same person in the kitchen. Then you see the same person on a different night behind a bar. So there's all different jobs you do. You're not just a cleaner or a cook, or they're very versatile. But the crew conditions are not good. If you ever do think about doing that, first Google or on YouTube look for cruise ship conditions for staff.
She's never going to do that. She just said she's never going to go on a cruise, so she's not going to do that.
Maybe you could be in a submarine, Nicole.
Yeah, maybe that sort of thing to call it. Yeah.
I mean, this is how I see some of the things that have unfolded with this virus. Environments like cruise ships are not much different than old people's homes. Do you know what I mean? And they've both proved to be fatal
That
places to
reminds me,
be.
you know, that older lady that I sometimes just
Yeah.
finally saw her today when I was at the shop with them when we walked from the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said,
I've seen her walk past with a kid.
oh, you didn't? No, that was last year. Cause
No, I've been out front. I've seen her.
Because she doesn't have a
Just as a little granddaughter she has.
She's at high school now.
Oh, right. Okay.
That must have been last year you must have seen her, not this year.
Okay. Yeah, Navy food has always been good because, trust me, if you're at sea for 8 to 12 weeks, you've got to have something to look forward to.
You get to see the world that way, Nicole.
No, I don't see jobs being proliferant. You know, even in our country, we look like we're going to hit 10% unemployment. It's a lot of people. UK, I don't think will be too far behind. God knows what it is in the US. The real figure must be staggering in the US. Which is sad. Welcome back, Scarlett.
Stars for Scarlett, because she said she's back. Scarlett, we've told you, I don't know how many times, take us with you to the phone or tell the people to get a life and come on YouTube.
Yes, I've got mittens on, see? It's that cold here.
Ew.
12 degrees Celsius. We came on a bit late tonight because we've been doing stuff, secret stuff. What?
What are you going on about?
Just making up stories. Current UK unemployment rate is 3.9. Don't believe that for a second. But apparently it could be near 15% and starting college in September. You're remotely doing your college work, Nicole? Knowledge is the secret of life.
Oh my God, I have to come in the middle of your summer high country. I don't want to come in the winter. I'm not going to New Zealand in the winter.
I think May is a good month for New Zealand, myself.
I got some New Zealand chips the other day. Yum.
Yes, if we go to New Zealand, we'll probably stay there for about 3 or 4 weeks. We shall drive around. Beep, beep. Oh, look at that. Melbourne Sound. Oh, look at that. Queenstown.
No way, I wouldn't touch it.
What's that? Oh, that's the high country. Oh, okay. It's not a secret we all know. Mystic had you tied up to a radiator, slapping your thigh with a dead fish. That's nearly a line out of Monty Python. But yes, New Zealand. I know you would really like New Zealand, Nicole. You really would.
It's summer.
Have you been to Ireland, Nicole? It's just a wee little bit over that way.
Oh my God, I love
Manchester.
What's that? What did I?
Ferry, Ireland.
What was it in Ireland or Scotland? What are those things? Those cakes things?
You mean the sort of half pancake, half scone?
Welsh cakes? Is that
Welsh
what they're
cake,
called?
yeah, Welsh cake.
I love them.
I love our winters in New England. Can we go outside? No, it's New England in winter. We have to stay here for 6 months. Yes. Very cold there. I love snow and blizzards. Maybe you should get a job in Antarctica.
I mean,
yeah, it's very cold and blizzardy there.
Yeah, we enjoy the snow.
You have to do something in Antarctica, though, which I would have done without a doubt. Got to go skinny dipping in the water.
Oh, God.
I do it every year. Skinny
Would you
dip.
do it? No
Yeah,
way.
I'd do it. Not for long. It'd be like... Oh. It's your initiation, apparently. Always say a good day in England is a nice, still cloudy, blizzardy type of day with rain. Coldest I ever experienced. 80 below would kill you, Scarlett, so I imagine you weren't out for very long.
Yeah.
There'll always be and Captain Mannern, we got to save the island. England, green and pleasant land. Lots of songs about how beautiful England is. And then after you've read all the tourist information, you get there.
Yeah.
Is it always like this? It's a good day today, sir. What are you talking about? No bother.
You wouldn't have to shave. Your beard would just freeze and it'd fall off.
That's happened before. Been in a country where it's so cold, the beard just goes. Wouldn't have to shave, just go blink. Yeah, you wouldn't have long. I'd be like, well, I know that. I used to pack crayfish into what they call a snap freezer. The boys being boys, you're pushing in the last trolley deep into the freezer. They close the door behind you. Turn on the fans. It's about minus 80. And everyone knows you can only take a few minutes of that. Of course, the door mysteriously opens by itself. You get out and there's no one there.
What are you talking about?
Working in the freezer section of the crayfish factory, you have to snap freeze the tails.
No, I didn't know, thanks. No.
Very cold.
Yeah, Mum used to do that, Scarlett, in Germany.
But Scarlett, you might have brought them there, but did you leave them there? There are children, hundreds of them, walking across the ice fields. Mother! Mother!
She used to tell the story of pulling one of my sisters on a sleigh for nearly 5 miles.
Excuse me. Tell me the story, son.
That's it. That's all I'll say.
That's the shortest damn story I've ever heard. My sister used to pull her on the ass for 5
My
miles.
mum used to pull one of my sisters on the sleeve.
Right. That's it.
Oh, shut up.
Not the greatest storyteller I've ever heard, I must admit.
I'm tired. My words are not forming.
Do you know the truth is that most places are different? We're talking landscape, mountains, flat country, dry, hot, humid. That's all different. But most people are the same. They all want the same thing. I mean that sincerely. You can see it in their eyes. They're genuine people. Like in Vietnam, some of the Vietnamese in my country are a little bit nasty, but not in Vietnam. Very friendly. That's another trip Nicole would like, is going around Southeast Asia. They're very helpful. As long as you make an effort to learn some of the language, they really appreciate you learning some of the language.
And then laugh at you.
Well, they laughed at you a lot. No. New Zealand's really, really cold, but the water is very, very deep. And they have glaciers, don't get me wrong. But they don't have like frozen. On the top of Mount Kosciuszko, we went there 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And we took our little dog up. It was too cold to take the dog out, but it was a beautiful sunny day. It was Boxing Day, the day after Christmas. And there was no one else up there. And we knew that we'd just walk around a ridge and we could get to a glacier. Well, we walked probably about a mile. And it was about 15 or 16. I had a jumper on, shorts, and sandals. And then the wind came from nowhere. Absolutely nowhere this wind came from. We'd have stopped, we looked at each other, turned around, bit of a jog walk, really, back to the car. It had dropped down to about -10, like that.
And that I had to go to the toilet and I went in.
Yes.
And then I came straight back out and said, I am no way I'm sitting on a stainless steel toilet in this temperature. I would have frozen, his bum would have frozen to the seat.
I know how to say thank you in Japanese and Korean. I kind of stopped studying. Well, languages are not that hard, as long as you stick to the basics. Like if you're in Japan, do you know how to say toilet, please? Do you know the secret, Nicole, is that all around the world, every country knows if a Westerner says toilet, they mean toilet. It's like if you want to call it taxi, that's what they call it all around the world. Taxi! No matter where you are, it's called a taxi.
They just say it with an accent.
The British get away with language in other countries because they just talk louder. I want a banana. A banana. Don't you get what I'm saying, damn it?
The louder you talk, you understand the lady.
Apparently the British understand that if you talk really, really loud, you get what you want. Which is very funny to watch. Yeah, we'll call it quit shortly. At least this didn't do this. It's really annoying. So what are you doing today, Scarlett? What's the plan of attack? Nicole, what are you doing? I know what High Country is doing shortly. He's doing Z's. New Zealanders love to take the piss out of Aussies. And there was this taxi driver in a bongo van with about 4 people. And he's just giving a shit. We're loving it, of course. He's like saying, you guys, big burly blokes, I know you got to New Zealand. You didn't fly. You obviously rode here. Probably took you a couple of days. And I leaned forward and said, this car you're driving, are there any cars that, are in this century? Or you'll drive cars from last century?
All right, see you, Nicole. Now we'll be going to bed, Nicole.
Just to say, help mum a few things. Yeah, we're going to. Because you're leaving, we're going, Nicole. Obviously, the ratings will drop off. The haters will come in. Where's Nicole? Oh, she had to go and do stuff. Oh, no point being here. Shut it down. Sounds like a good idea. I've done a video in the last few days. Well, I haven't seen any links to it.
Is that
Putting
horrible?
something good not decided. Banana bread is the easiest thing in the world to make. I love banana bread because it's nice and moist. Yep, now we'll go. It's pretty late here. What is the time?
10.
It's 10 o'clock.
Feels later than
We're
that.
probably going to get the old people police come round and say, what are you doing? Up, the pair of you. Bed, go now, old people. Anyway, if you have a great day, those are having a daytime thing, and those going to bed, sleep well. And I'll work out how to do this properly so I can invite people. We can do chats, controversial sort of talks about the world. You know, conflict. No, I won't allow conflict. Unless it's a discussion, it won't be happening. All right, good people. From the boss.
That's it. Susan enough
Can I
tonight.
tell a story?
No.
You can, because they're really short ones you tell.
No.
All right. Have a good day, everyone. Arrivederci. Take them hook in the head like this. You don't do it. We make you our little fishy. Good night, everyone.